Picasso once said, "Action is the foundational key to all success." Action is what I want to talk about today. I'm an art dealer, and what that means is I work in the art world running my own business. I own a gallery, I show and promote artists, I curate, I buy and sell artworks for a living. And currently, my business is finding some success, but it was an action that got me where I am today. Let me backtrack for a second. Growing up in my family, we had movie night. And one of the things I always remembered was every time I saw a film that portrayed a business person, they were usually white and male. They were also a little selfish, kind of arrogant, never cared about community. They were the ultimate villains. Now, as a child, I didn't know about scripts or character plots. All I knew was the bad guy is the business person. And I decided I never wanted to become a business person. And that idea made a lot of sense to me because I was creative. I played musical instruments, I was in a theater company. I had a very busy schedule growing up with all the artistic things I was pursuing. And I always imagined my future would be two things. One, I never wanted to work for anybody. And two, I wanted to pursue creative things for a living. In 2010, I was living in Los Angeles and had been here for 2 years, having moved from New York City. In New York, I worked as a freelance curator, an arts writer, and a bunch of odd-end jobs in the creative field. I had no real career ambition. And after all, why should I? It's not like I'm trying to become a businesswoman. But in January 2010, I had an idea that I was so inspired by, I knew I had to do it. So in February, I started looking for a space. In March, we moved in. And in April, we opened our doors to the public. 400 people came to the grand opening of my art space. It was a success. And that night, I realized I was becoming a businesswoman. Now, that was an exhilarating and also frightening moment for me. I knew that if I was going to do this, I had to redefine in my mind and in action what I thought doing business was all about. So I'll give you the 5 rules of business that I adhere to. 1, make your money. Now, if you're someone who is ambitious and you have vision, money and assets will be very important for you to continue the things that you're starting. 2, don't compromise your integrity. Now, what that means is do good business. If you are someone who's innovative in your field, you can be successful by being honest. Be open and transparent about the things you can and cannot do. And remember, the same people you see on your way up are the same people you see on your way down. So how do you want people to remember you? 3, my favorite, charge it to the game. Sometimes you have to do that. You got to know what battles to fight for and which ones to walk away from. It's true. You're going to have a lot of losses before you score that big win, but if you can slow yourself down when you're in the middle of a storm, sometimes wisdom comes to you to help clear a pathway for you to walk through. 4, never second guess yourself. My mother used to tell me, always follow your first mind, and you know what? She was right. When you decide to do it, you have to really do it. You must commit. And 5, know your stuff. Now, smart people are smart because they know that they don't know enough. When you decide to pursue the thing that you want to engage with, you should try to become the master of that thing. Read, research, investigate. Find people who are doing things in the field that are progressive and build relationships with them. Because no one who's successful has ever gotten there by themselves. Now, in the media and in popular culture, the most important thing in doing business is profit, right? That's what they teach you. Business is profit-driven. And fair enough, because if you don't make money, you don't stay around. But when I started my company, I had virtually no money. I did, however, have a different kind of currency, and that was a cultural capital. When you're trying to do good in the world, there's a vibrational frequency that you tap into, and that's what happened with me. I was a young woman in her 20s trying to do something, and nearly everyone I encountered thought that was inspiring. The local community was where everything came from. People wanted my business there. And in return, I supported the local economy by hiring and contracting out other small businesses like mine for the things that we needed. When I started to engage in the business world as an entrepreneur, I quickly understood the importance of making profit, but I also understood that I was creating value in a neighborhood, and that went far beyond anything money could buy. Now, as we're still growing, we quickly became noticed in other parts of the country and eventually all over the world. I started with a quote from Pablo Picasso, so I'll leave you with another one by him. He said, "Inspiration exists, but it has to find you working." Thank you.